Hey y'all, I just came on here. I was like, let me record. I'm recording in my living room because I was like, baby, I want to switch it up. One thing about me, I'm a reference GOT7 and Beyonce. Speaking of Beyonce, I'm so tired. I was trying to get tickets to the Cowboy Carter tour today. You know, the one that everybody said they didn't like? That one? You remember that one? Why were there 20,000 people in line in front of me? But then I'm like, Ticketmaster, are we playing? What are we doing? Because if you're doing, I have Beehive pre-sale. So I'm the first day of pre-sale, Tuesday. You have pre-sale on Wednesday and Thursday also. And then general sale Friday. So we're lying because there's no way that you have 3 separate pre-sales and then a general sale. And the numbers that I was seeing, how was I number 20,876 in line? How does that work? And I'm like, why are we inflating the numbers? And I just don't appreciate the lack of transparency because, first of all, I have anxiety. I don't like that. Second of all, what's the point of doing that? It's just very weird. I don't like it. It's very odd. Also, this was my worst ticket buying experience. And I got BTS tickets in 2018. So before they were like, oh, we're going to crack down on resellers, I was fighting resellers for BTS tickets. And I was still able to get them. So I would like to know what's really going on and let y'all know that I don't appreciate it. It had me like, I don't even want to go no more. And to be honest, I'm still like, dang, am I gonna go? I was planning a trip with my sister. I'm like, oh, never been out of town with my sister. That'll be cute. The girls, the sisters, going to that town that we want to go to. And I'm like, well, we can go there another time. Because don't piss me off. It was so stressful. The app was useless. I had to end up doing it in the browser, which still ended up being useless because why are you only showing me VIP tickets? And I saw so many people on Threads say the same thing. They were only being shown VIP prices. Baby, the whole point of me getting pre-sale is to get the 150 to 200 range. I'm not wealthy Beehive. I want to be in the building Beehive. Like, I always say I'm not normal about Beyonce because I'm not, but I'm normal enough. I don't need to sit on the floor. I don't need to be down there. I just want to be in the building. I just want to sing Two Hands to Heaven with the rest of everybody who loves that song, you know? It was just a very disappointing, disheartening experience that I did not enjoy. But, this episode is supposed to be about luxury as a Black woman. I think concerts are a luxury. They're wholly unnecessary as a thing to go to. Like, I've been saying, like, I need to see that lady. I need to hear Two Hands to Heaven live. I don't need it. You know, like, I need to pay my rent. I need to pay my bills. I need to buy food. You know, like, I need to go to work so I can do all of those things. But it feeds my spirit. And I was asking my friends about what they consider luxuries, which was really fun, by the way, doing like a little field research. I'm like, hey, other Black women that I'm friends with, what do you consider a luxury? I had one of my girls tell me that she makes mango sorbet, and she said it's a luxury because it takes so much time and resources for such a small amount of sorbet, but she gets to really like luxuriate in the process of making that sorbet. And I'm like, girl, you know we fine. See, that's that lady. But I completely understand, like, time is such a luxury nowadays. We all have to go to work. Some of y'all, not even some of us, some of y'all have kids. So free time really is a luxury. So to be able to just take the time to go to the store and find the best mango you can find and set up your little, station, get your mise en place, mise en place. French has never been my thing. If it were in Italian, it would have sounded better. Italian or Korean, it would have sounded great. But get everything together and then go through the process of chopping and measuring. It's just, I'm a baker. That's why I'm I can relate, because baking is it's a labor of love, but also when you're doing it just for yourself, it is rather luxurious, because I'm doing this just to make a sweet little treat for myself. Sometime last year, I had a very movie adult moment. I was watching Sex and the City and I was like, I want some chocolate chip cookies. So I got out my favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe and gathered all of my little ingredients and made my favorite chocolate chip cookies whilst watching Sex and the City. And it was so nice. It was so lovely. And they were just for myself, because usually I make these cookies for my coworkers for Christmas. I do it every year and they love it. And I like doing it because I like my coworkers. I'm lucky enough to like my coworkers and my bosses. And it's just my little thing I do for Christmas. Also, I love it because as far as Christmas gifts go, it's not burdensome at all for the receiver. I'm not getting them a thing that they have to find somewhere to put, or a blank, just it's a consumable. You're gonna get these cookies and you're gonna go home and sit down and watch a movie or do whatever, get ready to wrap presents and eat your cookies and just be oh, my co-teacher likes me so much. But yeah, baking is very luxurious. That's one of my luxuries. And the thing that made me even think to do this was talking to my sweet friend Indy, and we were talking about incense. Y'all, there is an Etsy shop that I'm gonna link. They're closed right now, but I will still link them. Their incense are so good. They just smell amazing. And the first time I ordered from them was 2 or 3 Christmases ago, because my sister wanted some incense. I was oh, okay, fine, whatever. She wanted some incense, and she wanted an incense holder. That's what it was. She wanted an incense holder, and I was well, it just makes sense to get her some incense to go with it. And I've been stuck on this business ever since. The scents are so amazing. I will not tell y'all my favorite scent because I do not want you to buy them out just in case. I'm not an influencer, but when I say they're so good, I'm keeping a list, because I get the variety packs, and it's very cute how they do their packaging. So you know incense, they come in a little plastic bag or whatever, and on the bag there's a white label, and it'll say green glitter and then the name of the incense. And when you take the incense out of the bag, it has the incense, the wooden part that sticks out at the bottom is painted green with glitter, so the colors correspond to the name. And when I tell you, I've been okay, tip on hardwood floors, I need to know the names of these scents because they're amazing. They're so good. And I have to link them because and their customer service is amazing. They're really nice people, and the incense are so good. But okay, the reason I thought about luxury and incense is because I was someone should write an article on what do you consider a luxury? I was what is luxury? Are incense the new penny candy? Because while incense are not expensive at all, they're extremely affordable, they're not necessary. You don't need incense, but they're just so pleasant. They're so nice, and it's fun to light them. And people use them for spiritual practices. I use mine because I love things that smell good. I have a Glade plug-in in every room. in my apartment. And if I could have them in my classroom at work, I would. I love a scent. I love a scent story. I'm a body spray, perfume girl. I'm a lotion, body butter girl. So I love for my home to smell good. So I love to, light me an incense at the end of a long day. Because I looked up, what's the definition of a luxury? And I was like, that's not what I mean. And then I got to the second definition, and they were essentially saying what I was thinking. Something you don't need, but you like it, it adds joy to your life. And that's definitely incense for me. It's not a necessity. I'm not gonna die without incense, but it's just nice to have, Another one of my friends, hold on, I have screenshots. Such a journalist. Okay, I'm in my notes, and by notes I do mean screenshots. I'm gonna read the first one from my friend Indy. I love me some Indy. I think she knows I love her so much because I tell her often. She's my sweet little baby, and I adore her. She says, I consider something a luxury when one feels the most at peace mentally, physically, and emotionally. You can let go of the weight of the world and fully immerse yourself into something. I don't necessarily think material things are luxury or the only luxurious thing, as experiences really stick with you throughout the years. You can't take nothing with you when you die. End quote. And girl, not you 8. You really can't take the stuff with you. In the end, all we really have are memories. Why am I getting so deep? Hold on. Wait. Sierra, please. Yeah, in the end, all you really have are your memories. Yeah, in the end, all we really have are our memories. That's why we have to do things. Yeah, you can remember the joy you had when you bought your first designer bag, or when you got a brand new car instead of getting a used car or something. But some of my favorite memories are just from me doing things. I have a very, 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 very hazy memory of going fishing with my parents. And I was a little girl. I couldn't have been any older than 4. And all I remember is being on the boat and looking at the water and Daydreaming by Aretha Franklin playing on the little radio my daddy had. And I remember that, like I said, it's hazy, but it's vivid. I remember the water and the boat and the song. I don't even remember looking at them. I don't remember any of that, but I remember that moment and being I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat, man. I love Aretha Franklin. I remember that very vividly. Or a little insight into me, I play Stevie Wonder, I Never Dreamed You Leaving Summer, and Ribbon in the Sky for my kids at nap time. And this is a recent memory, but one of my kids who's been with me for a few years, I turned the song on, and I was like, am I tripping? And I turned it down, and she was laying on her cot, humming it and singing along to it. And I was just like, you know this song? I was like, best friend, do you like this song? And she was like, yes, Era. And I was like, wow, this is great. And it just made me feel so I made an impression in this child's life. And it really meant a lot to me because music means a lot to me. So knowing that for me playing this song every day, it's stuck, it's in her head now. And she likes it. It's one of her favorite songs. And I call my favorite musicians my best friends. So they know if I'm y'all listen to my best friend, I am either talking about Stevie Wonder or Beyonce. And one day, one of my kids was like, can we listen to your best friend? And I was like, which one? And they were like, Beyonce. And I was like, absolutely. We can listen to that lady. And it's just nice knowing that I'm first of all, teaching the kids. They need to know Stevie Wonder and they need to know Beyonce, but they need to know the classics. Like today, we were listening to I like it, I really like it, I'm for it, I do it, because I love that song since I was a little girl, and now they know it. And all this love is waiting for you, my baby. Like, and I'll just have them listen to Elder Barge. Like, they know Whitney, they know Selena. Baby, I let them listen to some of everything that's appropriate, and a lot of the music from back in the day is very appropriate, so it's very easy to teach it to them. But I've gotten off track, as I do, because honestly, you know, it's very hard to stay on track. Second part of Indy's quote: my favorite luxuries are walking around a bookstore and observing not only the shelves, but the people in them. I try to treat myself to at least one non-home cooked meal every weekend, and when I come home from work, I tend to unplug and watch videos on my phone or listen to music to release some tension in my body, which, like, same. I be trying not to order food, y'all, because that's completely unnecessary, but it's like, I don't want to cook. Why are y'all making me cook? I'm just a girl. She also says, I watch Bob's Burgers every day as well, so there's another luxury for me. Lastly, I love discovering a new fragrance. Even if I don't purchase it, I enjoy learning about the different notes and such. I would add more, but I don't want to take up your time. Indy, you could never take up too much of my time. My dear friend Mimi, who I used to go to church with, I love... it's something about living in like a medium-sized city where everybody knows everybody, and we all kind of know each other from either church or school. It's just like, because people I used to go to church with, I'm like, I definitely see y'all as like cousins, because why did I know you when I was like 12? From the time I was like 12 to 18, I knew you, and we saw each other all the time because we were constantly at church. And when I say constantly, I mean constantly. I remember being in church and being like, I got testing in the morning. I'm always like, well, we gonna pray for you. Girl, let me go home and go to sleep. It's revival. Who scheduled revival the same week as testing? Now, that didn't make sense. Revival, anniversary week. Oh, Lord. Ooh, when I say, that's why I be looking at the Christians real funny when they get to being bigots. They'll be like, well, I'm saved. I wasn't even raised in the church. I was raised under that motherfucker. I was raised under it, okay? No, you're a bigot. That's your thing. Because I was raised in the same church. I always think about the fact that I'm not a bigot, and it's so weird because my parents were older, but they never were like, being gay is bad. they were never on that. I've seen other people say that like certain folks from the older generation are not bigoted, and I don't know why. Like, not that I don't want them to be, but it's just like you would expect, you know, less out of them. But now my mom and my daddy was like pretty normal, so I came out pretty normal. And then I learned more as I got older. So thanks, parents, for not being weird. And by weird, I mean bigots. I appreciate it. I'm twisting my hair. My hair is straight right now. But I'm wearing it like straight. I didn't put a curl in it at all. And I clipped my ends. I took off like an inch. So my ends are just very blunt. So that's fun. So my friend Mimi, who I went to church with, says, can I provide a few luxuries that aren't conventional? Like the grace of God and the peace of God. I don't know why I had to read that in that voice, but I would say that allowing this myself, in that I make it my mission to get in his presence to start my day out, as to not lose sight of this luxury throughout my day. And God's grace is a luxury to me because it's provided without merit and without having to give anything in return. God is just so good like that, to provide grace to us because he chooses to. First of all, we love a saved girl. We love a saved girly pop. Because I was like, oh, I'm thinking like, oh, what are luxuries? Like I said, like your free time and doing things and going places. And she was like, I think that's kind of luxurious to know that God loves you no matter what. And it's like, dang, you're right. You're right. We love a well-rounded group. I'm scrolling through my screenshots and it's one of them is from this photo shoot that Aaron Pierre did. The next one is my Stardew Valley farm because I finally got one of my ducks to go into a pond. And the next one is Aldous Hodge in this like wine colored suit with his gold showing. And then gold rings are like 3 fingers and gold bracelets. And I was just like, he looks like it's the 90s. He is fine. Okay, my cousin Alana, who I also love. So also, did I say I love Mimi? I do. That's my baby. She's so cool. She's always been very cool. She's like a few years younger than me, but she's always just been a very cool girl, and not like a cool girl. I'm Amy Elliott Dunn. I framed my husband for murder just because he cheated on me. I'm gonna talk about Gone Girl one day because, girl, shut up. You were psychotic. He cheated on you and you were like, absolutely frame him for murder. No. Out of the two of you, you were the wrong one. You framed him for murder. And you implied that him and his sister had an incestuous relationship. Go to hell. Like, no, you don't get to be like, I made you better. Girl, he'd have been fine with whatever little boring woman he ended up with. You were just weird. Also, okay, let me stop because I was going to just start talking about Gone Girl. I had to stop myself because I've read the book and watched the movie so many times because it's one of the few book and movie combinations that's like good. Like both of them, like the book is as good as a movie and the movie is as good as the book. It's just so good. It's so good. I love Gone Girl. I love Gone Girl, movie and book. And I love is it Dark Places? No, that's the one with Ben. What is this? Sorry. Sorry, I have to look this up because it's gonna bother me. Sharp Objects. Sharp Objects limited series? Eats down. If I ever talk about that, I'm gonna have to put in the title like spoiler warning because I'm sure there are people who didn't watch it and it's like, I don't want to spoil that because it's really, really good. It's really well acted. It's really well done. Sharp Objects is so good and the book is crazy. The book is so good and I like that, like I'm saying it's crazy, but there's never anything like, there's no big car chase, there's no shootout. It's just people being people, and people are the worst. Oh, Sharp Objects is so good. And Dark Places, so good. I know they had done a movie that didn't do too well, and honestly I don't know why they did a movie for Dark Places. I do because Gone Girl success or whatever, but they definitely needed to do a limited series for Dark Places because there was way too much going on. Like, Dark Places had a lot going on and it was only like, it was Ben, no, it was a lot of different points of view. It was Ben, the main character girl, don't remember her name. I'm not supposed to be talking about this, so I'm not gonna look it up. Ben is the brother, main character girl, the mama, possibly the girlfriend, I don't remember. But yeah, it was a lot of POVs and it definitely would have done better with a limited series. And I really want them to do that because it's such a good story. It's so sad, so tragic, it's so messed up. Ugh. And I have so many notes on it. When I say, like, I like physical books, but the freedom I have to take notes in digital books. And then like I reread my book, so I go back and I add notes, and like I've seen how my mindset has changed, or like I noticed something that I didn't notice the first read, and I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that so bad. It's so fun. Yeah, like I buy my digital books, and then depending on who the book is by, I'll buy a physical copy. Like I recently got 2 Nalo Hopkinson's, I think it's Nalo, I don't know if it's Nalo or Nalo Hopkinson books, because I love her. I got the Salt Roads and I got Skin Folk, and those are luxuries. Honestly, buying physical books is a luxury, because I read, I mean, although I learn from what I'm reading, I could just like read some articles, you know, but I'm like, no, I want to read the books and see the people do the good writing and the storytelling. I love it. Skin Folk by Nalo Hopkinson, highly recommend. But I also highly recommend the Salt Roads. The Salt Roads, I read it every summer without fail. It is so beautiful. It is so heartbreaking. It is so joyous. It is so defeating. It's so many different things. I love the Salt Roads real bad. It's a really beautiful book, because I try not to read too much like Black people suffering, you know, but, and there's some of that in there, like we're literally on a plantation at some point, but you have to read it. It's so good. And then Skin Folk is a series of short stories. Mind you, this episode was not supposed to be about books, but I love books. I love books and I love reading. Also, a win for me, one of my kids is starting to read. Hell yeah, me and her. She's really smart. But one of my kids is starting to read, and I'm very proud of her. She's learning the and dog and that and they, and I'm like, absolutely. She's such a smart little baby. I'm so proud of her. But yeah, I love books. I love reading. So it's kind of hard for me to not talk about books. But yeah, Skin Folk is so fun. There's one story with like bird people. It's really interesting and creepy. There's another one that's extremely gay, and I was like, okay, we love sapphics, thanks. There are a lot. I can't remember how many stories there are, but they're all interesting. There's one about my best friend, a Nazi. Is it a Nazi? Am I lying? No, yeah, it's about a Nazi, my best friend. Speaking of my best friend, a Nazi spider, I've been trying to get back into my hobbies in my year of no crushes 2025, and I started doing polymer clay last year. So this year I was like, well, let me get back into that, because I completely gave that up. I made a little polymer clay Anansi the spider for my bookshelf, and he's so cute, and he has the cutest little face, and he looks so mischievous, and it took me like 2 to 3 hours to make it. I locked in. I turned on The Walking Dead, and I had all my little stuff laid out. Also, I love having a desk. I just got my desk last year, probably in like August maybe. And I love having a desk. Oh, it's so lovely. And I had all my little stuff on my little desk, and I was just rolling clay and mixing colors. And I have a clay roller, but I was like doing it by hand, because that was just like more satisfying. I had a ball, and he's so cute. He's so cute. I love him so much, and I want to make another one. I love an Nazi spider real bad. Always have, always will. We go back to Wishbone, baby, PBS, baby. We go all the way back. But I love a Nazi spider. He is one of my faves. He, like I said, he's my bestie, and like, I'm just really happy that I did that. And that was a luxury too, because I really, like, I had all my clay and stuff, but like, I spent some money on the clay and the clay roller and the little mat that I work on, and just sitting in my little apartment at my little desk watching my little zombie show and doing something that was so tedious. Like, I made the little body. That was the easiest part, was making his body. And then I had to make the legs and make sure that the legs made sense for a spider, and making his little face, and it was just so much fun. And then after I baked it, because I love polymer clay because you bake it in the oven, and it's extremely forgiving. After I baked it, I glazed him with this like quick drying glaze. It's not like UV or anything, and he's so cute, and I love him so much. He's my little baby. But yeah, that's also a luxurious thing, making a little clay spider because you're obsessed with a trickster spirit. So that's fun. But yeah, there's a story in there about a Nazi spider that was really, really good, really, really interesting. But yeah, I think it's just very, I think my point was, what are luxuries to people? What are their definitions of luxury? And how do we see luxuries in this day and age? And it's like, honestly, this isn't new, but like, apparently being alive is a luxury. There are so many things we take for granted. Here I go. But I'm gonna start wrapping this up before I start getting too deep. I think we do need to take things more seriously and really look at all that we do have. And I really don't mean things like, I go to my sister's house every Thanksgiving and Christmas. I call my sister before I go to work every morning and after I get off of work every afternoon. And I have a group chat with my sister and my nephew. And I have a large online community of people that I really care about. It's not even large. It's just that they take up a significant part of my life in a good way. And I've reconnected with a cousin lately, and I've reconnected with siblings, and I'm very like big on interpersonal relationships. They mean a lot to me. My co-teacher and I have been working together for, it'll be 5 years in July, and we're really close. And I really appreciate my relationship with her, because working with kids is hard. So working with kids and then not liking your coworkers sounds like a nightmare. Luckily, I've not had to deal with that, but that seems like it would be a nightmare. And we're in close quarters, like we're at a center. We're not like at a big school, we're in a center. So if we didn't get along, that would suck real bad. But yeah, I'm gonna start wrapping this up. I hope y'all are well. Sorry y'all had to hear me cuss out Ticketmaster. Sorry, I had to hear me cuss out Ticketmaster. Also, I'm being very normal about Kendrick Lamar right now, and I'm very proud of myself, because I am one of those insufferable people that was like on the phone with my sister for 30 minutes after his Super Bowl performance because it was so good. It was so good. With him little bitty tail, he's so little. I saw some girl be like, hey, y'all, I think I got a crush on Kendrick. I was like, I see how you got there, baby. I fully understand it. As a girl who has suffered through many a limerence, I see exactly how you got there. I see you and I understand you. I'm just like, say Drake. But I think he's an amazing performer. I think Kendrick is an amazing performer. His outfit was real cute. He was styled by a black woman, because all his black dance. I'm not, nope, not getting started. But I enjoyed the Kendrick concert, and I enjoyed that the Eagles won. I don't care about football in the least bit. I'm a basketball girl. Like, I don't like sports like that, but when I do, it's basketball. NBA, WNBA, I'm a basketball girl. Brittany Griner, I was like, Sierra, who else do you like that still plays? And Kevin Durant, you know, like, I have my faves and I have my reasons for them being my faves. I remember seeing Brittany Griner when I was in high school and being like, oh my God, she's so cool and she's so tall and she's so good. And now I'm like, she's so cool and she's so tall and she's so good. And I like Asia Wilson and Sydney Coulson. And what male players do I like? Kevin Durant. Jason Tatum seems to be a nice young man when it comes to basketball. I haven't watched a lot of him because I was just falling out with the NBA. I fell out with the NBA years ago when they broke up all my favorite teams. Like Linsanity. I was there for Linsanity. So like I was into basketball like back in the day, and I was big OKC, baby. Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant. Then they put Derek Fisher on the team, so they had like a kind of old head experienced player. Oh, I still don't understand how they didn't get a ring. Oklahoma City Thunder with Kevin Durant, James Harden, Russell Westbrook. I genuinely don't understand how they didn't get a ring. They were such an amazing team. They were so dynamic. Their chemistry was great. Their numbers were great. They won't even get hurt like that. Cause baby, them Bulls, no, he was on the Knicks. I'm thinking about Iman Shumpert. Him and Derrick Rose got hurt during the same round of playoffs. It was very crazy. They both tore their ACLs in like the same round of playoffs. I'll never forget that. I used to be watching ESPN and ESPN2 and TNT. I was so into basketball. It was so fun. But now I'm more into the WNBA because I just don't. It's not the same. They broke up all my teams. I was OKC, the Celtics. Hell, the Clippers had them a run, but they could just never. They could never go the distance. I don't know what it was, but does that boy still play? What was his name? Blake. But yeah, I love my girls, and they be playing, and they be shooting, and I love them. Angel Reese, she's such a cute young lady. I really like her. She's a cute young lady, and she's a very talented player. I'm gonna go. I got off track so many times. How did we get to basketball? How did I get to basketball? I don't know. But I hope y'all are taking care of yourselves in these trying times that we're in. I am tried right now. I'm so freaking tired. I didn't take a nap because I was trying to get tickets to this lady. But I hope y'all are good. Taking care of yourselves and your family, loved ones. Being safe. Wear your mask. I never stopped wearing masks. Wear your mask. Doggone it. It's so many different flus and viruses, and it's so many things. Just please take care of yourself. Get you some vitamins. Start exercising. Well, I've been exercising. I got one of the like stepper machine things. I love it. I do 30 minutes every day right after I come in from work, because if I don't do it right, then I won't do it. Because I know myself too well. I will just be like, la 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 la, I just sat down. So I do it right when I come in the house. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I hope y'all are well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Also, thanks for listening. I always forget to say that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, turn on post notifications, all that. I'm on Threads. I'll be saying too much, but I'll be like reposting and stuff. So, also it's way more fun over on Threads. I really enjoy it over there. But okay, thanks for listening. Bye.